Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We're trying to find Beetle Burst right quick here. Here we go. There he is. At least I think he's... Yeah, there he is. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for checking out the stream. We're playing some Diablo 2. Hey, what's up, Elder Scroller? Good to see you. Where you been? I been trying to get a hold of you, or at least message you. Get rid of this Beetle Burst, dude. That aura is wrecking my Merc. Alright. Hey, so if you're just now joining, we are playing some Diablo 2 Resurrected. We are just on the threshold of hitting level 95. We just need, and when I say on the threshold, we need 6 million more experience points. So, yeah, just on the threshold there. Not a lot. We are hitting the Terrorized Zones tonight. It's going to be a chill stream. Nothing too crazy besides getting XP. Don't expect to get many new pieces or anything like that, but we'll see what we can get. There's several things as usual, we do want to look for. A low rune is what we are aiming for, but we actually, if we get any runes of like the tiers below them, like 6 or 7 tiers below a low rune, we'll have it because we have the other runes to cube up. Busy 24 hours. Yeah, it's been a rough week for me. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of just news in general. What's been going on with you, Elder Scroller? Hope it's a good busy, not a bad busy. I hate those enemies. I hate the sand maggots so much. And honestly, I hate the itchies too. But they're not as bad because there's only so many of them. And they don't really do anything to me damage-wise. They're just annoying. They drain the mana, or the stamina. I think they drain mana too. Or no, these ones are just mana burn. So these ones drain mana. Yeah, I think I'm just going to ignore that one because he's got stone skin. Where is the beetle burst? Good busy for sure, hanging out with family. I'll message you here in a bit. I'll watch your Pillars of Eternity creation. Yeah, I'm really getting into it, to be honest. I have some more episodes, of course, in the pipeline, and I'm honestly thinking about changing up my release schedule and putting more videos out at least twice a week. I don't want to... That is kind of something I was going to ask you about yours, how you do yours. But, yeah, it's a good game, and, like, there's a point in the game that is, like, really, really, like, hooking, and it's really good, that is in, like, the second episode or something. So we did that. And I don't think I have any... No. Yeah, if we get any of these runes, so Mal, Is, Gull, Vex, Ohm, we will be set and have our low rune, and we'll be able to get Grief. I technically could make a low rune, but then I wouldn't have a Mal right now, so I have to wait and get one of those other ones. See, these are the things that I like. The Black Raptors, they're so weak. They just go down. These itchies have physical damage resistance, so it makes it almost a whole slog just to get through them. I think I'm gonna grab this. I don't think I need this, but yeah. Pretty much the only Grand Charms or Grand Sunder Charm that I could use at this point is a perfect toxic one or a poison one. Because that's about the only one that I don't have. I think the one I have is like 71, minus 71 resistances. Oh my gosh, these itchies are so annoying. Okay, and now we gotta... Okay. So we are gonna make a stand here. Because they're minions and they give good XP. Another Grand Charm. Oh, no way. Just gonna ignore those dudes entirely. That's a slowing field. Gonna take forever to take down. I watched some lore videos too throughout the week. I got stuck on Deadfire lore because in Nevada I just did the quest involving Aethys. Is Aethys... I don't really know the plot too well. I tried not to spoil it. But I know Aethys is, I think a big part of Deadfire. I just kind of know the general, like, not even broad strokes, just the vague outline of what happens. Dang it. You know what? I'm just gonna not even deal with that one. That one's a cursed and a might aura. That's gonna waste a ton of time and money and patience. Oh, Lord. These dang itchies are so annoying. I wish that guy would come down here. That's like they do. That's one of the best things about the like the pillars or the avowed universes. They do. I think they do the like the different gods really well. Like uh, characterization. Um, and just in general, like the atmosphere, if that makes sense. Not the plot, but the atmosphere, like the lore. They did that same. I don't want to say that same company, but the Josh Sawyer, the guy that's I think the director or the CEO or something of Obsidian, he worked on Icewind Dale, which I always say is like really good with atmosphere. They just existing in that world is really nice, and they brought that forward to Pillars, and from what I've seen, Avowed is like that too. Something I've been meaning to do for that game is to see if the release of Avowed has, if they put out any material that has like the orientation of all the world, the lands and stuff, because they didn't have like a canon map when Pillars 1 and 2 came out, and it doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, but it really bothered me to not know like the orientation of where you came from and like where you're going and where everything is, and because the Pillars 1 only takes place in um, like I think it's called the Eastern Reach, um, but like a lot of the references and callbacks and stuff refer to like the Adir Empire and of course Deadfire, and then like where Ixamiddle is, which I'm still not really sure. Ixamiddle reminds me of like Elsewhere or Elsewhere in the Elder Scrolls, just from its how it sounds and you know what's there and all that stuff. The cat place, yeah. Yeah, from what I know, like I went through a stint where I'll listen to a podcast of it was like a informative podcast where every episode was like about some topic and he would just talk about it, you know, and it would be things like different lands, different classes, people, history, and from what I know and my limited knowledge of it is um, like the first game takes place in the Deerwood um, which is like it's basically like America, like in the 1850s, where you know, they've only been an independent like nation for like 100 years or so. Um, and there's like there was also like a civil war that's taken place somewhat like uh, America's Civil War with Aethys. Like some dude claimed he was Aethys and went on like a holy, you know, march, and you know, some stuff happened. He got blown up, and yeah. I just know the general outline of the game, not really the whole thing. So playing the game through again has kind of helped got that solidified, or it's doing that for me anyway. And apparently, if you play through the game as like a priest of Aethys or a priest of, you know, there's a bunch of other gods that are like in play. There's like really unique dialogue for that. Yeah, I've played the game Pillars 1 a good bit, and I still have not passed like into Act I think 3. I think I've been to Act 2. That's what I got too. Something about Aethys breaking the Wheel of Souls for a holy war or something. The lore is really, yeah, it is. The lore is super super good. Because like you have like all the different gods, and like I was saying, broad strokes, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that it's like one of those things where the gods of this world are all like mortal or something. They're just really powerful, and they're like walking amongst us or something. Um, and then you have like the godlikes, which I don't know if that's ever like clarified yet in the lore what exactly that is. If it is like the chosen of the gods or not, or you know how that's determined. And then you have things like the Adra stones, which is like just in general the concept of the soul in that universe is super cool because it's like a like in the real world it's a commonly accepted thing like what like the brain is and like what the you know what the heart does and stuff, and in this one people like generally know that the soul exists and that you can physically interact with it, and there's the animancers which do exactly that, but it's still like a new field of study, so they know it's there and they can touch it kind of like the brain, but they don't know exactly what they're doing. And in Pillars 1 specifically, I don't know how Avowed handles it in introducing new people to the lore, but there are like stories about I think it's called Widewind's Legacy. That's so cool. That's so cool looking. Silks of the Victor. Um, sorry, I got distracted there, but like in the Deerwood, because of I think it's called the Saints War, and the after effects of it is called Widewind's Legacy. And I'm not exactly sure what the truth is about like why this Widewind dude, whether he was Aethys or not, and like what his goal was. But he got wrecked with the God Hammer. It's basically a Lord of the Rings fantasy style bomb that killed him, and like the mythos is that because he did that, that the world is being punished with Widewind's Legacy, which is causing children to be born without souls. So they just kind of like lay there in like a comatic state and do nothing. And I have a feeling, and probably if people are watching and know the answer to that, but I have a feeling that it's not quite as like there's some kind of like background where he's there, like the gods aren't punishing him or the world for that, but something happened with that obviously something happened with that Widewind's Legacy. And so that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool piece of lore. But then these animancers are trying to like work against that Widewind's Legacy. Kids aren't having souls, so they're trying to figure out how to fix that. And one of their solutions is that they're putting animal souls into them. Which I don't know if you found anything like this in Avowed, but in Pillars you can find these thing called wicks or wikes, or maybe whites. But basically, in universe, when you implant a soul, because again they can physically like touch it and manipulate it and like do things with it, so they take the souls of animals out and put them into Audra as like a container. And that's a whole other thing, but Audra might be like the heart of the world, or I don't know. But anyway, so then they put them into kids because it seems to like give them some like life. But eventually something happens when they get through puberty and it makes them go insane and like kill stuff. So you find these different enemy types that are like these wikes or wicks, or I can't remember what they're called. And then like basically all kinds of like really horrendous things that happen to people. A good bit of that can be explained as like maladies of the soul, which is really cool. Oh, that's a good charm. And like that's a good unique set, but not good enough, unfortunately. I'm gonna sell it though, because it probably is worth a lot. Yeah, I had a feeling you would really like that Avowed game when it came out. I didn't doubt. Well, specifically, I figured you'd like it, but I didn't doubt that Avowed game in general would be like a hit. And that's the plan now. Is now I'm going to be listening to Deep Dives all week. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so good. And I can't. Oh, Travancore's. So the Travancore's pretty good. And I don't know if I don't even think I put out the first gameplay episode yet. I have, I think, 3 more to put out, and I'm thinking about putting out 2 videos a week just because I'm starting to be able to like do them more, and yeah, so I was thinking about putting those out. I don't know if you've seen any of the gameplay, but I honestly don't know where I was going with that. But it grips you. The combat is fun, and it's cool to have medieval Garrus back as a sidekick. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah, now I remember where I was going. So the plan is I was wanting to play through Pillars 1, 2, and then do Avowed, too. And I'm perfectly fine whatever they want to do. Like, the gameplay isn't super the important part to me. I do like Pillars gameplay, but I also like Avowed. And really, it's just the it's just like the lore and the background and stuff that's like that I want to see what's going on and explore the world, whether it's through like third person or you know, first person. I don't know about you, but it just doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of like Elder Scrolls stuff lately, as far as like the lore for Morrowind and Oblivion was really, really good, and then Skyrim was good too. The gameplay was where it was at with that, but Obsidian really like knocks it out of the park with lore and world building and stuff. Emily complains because, and I think they've went on like record to say that they're not very good at writing romance stuff, which I'm perfectly fine with. But Emily is like, I hate it. I won't play the game. If they ever bring romance to it, I will play it. If not, something really cool about I will warn you, the characters' conversations feel like they run in circles sometimes in Avowed. Yeah, but if you compare it to something like Skyrim, like I don't want to say the combat was or the conversation was non-existent in Skyrim, but it definitely was not. It wasn't a big selling point. It was functional, and that was about it. So yeah, really for me, that type of game is kind of about the emergent gameplay and the exploration and the NPCs that have like, they don't have to be like, you know, Game of Thrones style level of like motivations and like character, you know, they don't have to be written crazy, but like if you think about it, some of the NPCs in Skyrim like had no you know, characterization beyond, you know, hey, I'll carry your stuff and fight with you. And I got really attached to some of those. I really liked Lydia, and there was a Khajiit mage that you can get in the College of Winterhold. I think his name was Jazargo, that I really liked. So yeah, I just want to explore that completely. Yeah, and that was more like, again, a lot of Skyrim was like about the stuff that emerged from the real simple mechanics, like the like how people got attached like to the NPCs, myself included. Like they didn't specifically write it in there to, you know, this is the NPC that we want you to get attached to. It just kind of emerged from natural gameplay, and that's kind of what I get from Avowed, is like, I'm gonna get in there and maybe I'll like that. I did play the intro, and there was that like Irish girl or whatever. She seemed pretty cool. I don't know if that Orland dude at the beginning, Garrick, or not Garrick, is that the short dude uh, that like walks you through the first place? He didn't seem that interesting to me. I was probably gonna dump him in the first like tavern that I come to. Yeah, Jajargo was great, and Lydia too. Um, but really, that the reason I can't play Skyrim so much anymore is because like I know where a lot of stuff is and like how to do it, and yeah, it's just really hard to get into that when you know all the, which is weird because some games are the opposite. Like the fun of it is because you know where everything's at and what to do and where it's at. And but yeah, Skyrim, I've tried it to recapture the magic. It just, come on, give me a level. Okay, no level for me. Got more grinding to do. Well, this is going to be an annoying thing to clear out. Yeah, hopefully ES6 will capture that magic if it ever comes out. We'll probably be retired by then, so at least we'll have a lot of time to play. Yeah, yeah, and I'm super worried about ES6. Like, I don't know why it hasn't been like a priority for them to get that out and like do that. But like, a unique ring. Could that be something really good? Maybe the Oblivion. Yeah, like I definitely Oblivion Remaster. I'm definitely getting in on that. But ES6, I'm worried about. I don't think Oblivion Remaster will be uh, a Ravenfrost. Okay. I think the Oblivion Remaster we can pretty much be okay. Hold on, just a second. Let me process this. Better. Okay, yeah, this one's better. I think the Oblivion Remaster is going to be fine. I mean, I'd love to just explore Cyrodiil again. Um, to be honest, I'd like Skyrim. You could convince me in some way, like a certain character or like a way to play the game, like a challenge run. That when I say I'll never play that again, I might actually play it at some point. But Oblivion, I cannot. The level scaling that and the way that it does like loot and stuff, like I know I've seen behind the curtain as to how it works and the way that you need to play to make it like not ridiculously hard for yourself. And it's like knowing the tricks, and it just feels so bad to play now. But if they remaster it and they make it like using Skyrim's engine, or they even just fix it to where it's not got the worst case of level scaling ever, it's like that's gonna be a banger. But Elder Scrolls 6, I am worried about it being good. I honestly don't even know what I want out of it. Like, I don't know whether I want it to be the same or something completely different, or like they're gonna have such a hard time figuring out like to balance between recapturing the magic and innovating with that game. So, and who knows when that'll come out. Like, I think like 7 years ago we got a quote-unquote teaser that was basically like a screen that was black and it faded into Elder Scrolls 6. It's tedious. I have a no commentary playthrough going, and I'm struggling to not abandon that and just play the remaster of Oblivion. Yeah, it's fun when you don't... Yeah, level 95! Wow! Ding! Hell yeah! Oblivion was so fun. I have so many, like, I specifically remember where I was at when I first played that, and just stepping into that first Oblivion portal was just so good. And playing it for the first time and not knowing anything about it. But yeah, knowing how it works, you just, I don't know, it's just hard to play through. Yeah, I'm as worried as what was with Dragon Age 10 plus years. You want to know about wait? I played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 that came out in, I think, 99 and like 2000 or 98. And I had to wait like 20 plus years. I didn't even know that there was going to be more. Just trolling forums and stuff, and all these such good games, and oh man, and oh yeah, that was rough. Okay, now I think I want to go bear here. Yeah, Dragon Age, I am not super pleased with the direction they're going, but the games themselves are not bad. Like Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age Veilguard, they were good games. Were they what direction I wanted them to go? Not necessarily. Vent Your Rage. I'll tell you what, it was so... I felt like a crazy person when Larian released the trailer for that, and I was like, "Oh, you all weren't fans. Like, I've been dying for this for 20 years, and here y'all coming and acting like you know something. Like, I told you it was a good game. I told you people liked it, and eventually they'd pick it up again. But no, nobody believed me." And then Emily coming into Baldur's Gate 3 and beating it a bunch of times and acting like she's better than me at Baldur's Gate. She's a better fan than me. I waited in the trenches for 20 years. No, it's fine. But yeah, that's the way it's kind of being, is like with how long it takes to make games. Yeah, we wait in long periods of time for those. Like, there's that meme of SpongeBob. It's like, yeah, you think you're better than me? I can't remember exactly what he says, but that was my whole, like, inner monologue when Baldur's Gate 3 was announced. This... Think you can fire me? $23%. My gosh, I hate these things. So, if you're just now joining me, we are playing some Diablo 2 Resurrected. We just hit 95. It means we got 4 small levels to go to get to 99. 96, 97, 98, 99. 4 levels. Had to make sure I math right. Now, as in terms of numbers, that is still quite a bit of XP left to go. We just hit 95. We got a bear. And because of all the plus of skills, it's actually pretty useful. It has got almost 2,000 life. Doesn't do great damage, but basically we're using it as a tank. It is going to get a little bit better once we use Call to Arms and we break our Heart of the Wolverine out. Like I said, we still have ridiculous numbers to get to 99. I mean, even just 96 is going to be a whole thing in itself. We are at 2.493 billion experience, and we have to get a little more than 200 million experience. To put it in perspective, I was playing... I think I got to 94 last weekend. And I wouldn't say I've played a lot, but I have been playing pretty consistently a couple hours a day to get to 95. So we're talking like maybe another month of continuous playing. Here in about 15 minutes, I was going to do something a little special. Another viewer, I've been talking with another viewer about like walking through exactly how the skill or charms generate. In about 15 minutes, I was going to walk through what we've been talking about and kind of put that theory to play. Of course, we're not going to be able to do a lot of it because, you know, we would have to do like hundreds and hundreds of like test runs and stuff. But basically, the way that loot drops in this work is it's dependent on the area level. And there is a specific chance for a grand charm. Hold on. Let me clear these dudes out and then I'll talk more about it. Yeah, so one of these, a Grand Charm, which I have one that is a skill or charm. It's a item that you hold in your inventory that gives you plus to a specific skill or set of skills. In this case, my shape-shifting skills, which is important to my character. He's a shapeshifter. And basically what you have to do to get those is just go around, kill stuff, get it to drop, and it rolls there to see what it can be. And it can be like damage, it can be resistance stats, it can be magic font, it can be gold font, it can be skills, it can be hit recovery. There's a whole list of affixes and suffixes that it can spawn with. So like this one, it's got the sharp prefix and it's got the of dexterity affix or suffix. I'm having some trouble with my headphones here. So yeah, it rolls for a chance to determine what those are, and you basically just get lucky on those. Now, me and another viewer have been talking and going through, and this is like how it works, but you know, it's old news for everyone but us, I guess. But there's also a level requirement for specific affixes. You can't have a skill or charm, again, the ones that drop with plus the skills, very important, very sought after, like charm, plus the skill points. Those will not drop until you are at least in an area of level 50. And there are others that do that too, that have like a limit. Saigon's Visor, I'm pretty sure I have that. This is Alder's Rhythm, have that one too, and then whatever this is. Suicide Branch, okay, drop that. So you can't get skill or charms until you're not character level 50. That's a different. It's area level and then item level. The item level on a piece, it doesn't say it on this, or like this one, but this is at least item level 50, because that's the item that has to be. Once it gets past 50, it can be 51, 60, 70, it can be anything, and then it will draw from that pool of affixes. So, with my character here, I am character level 94, and you'll, like with the terror zones, it specifically tells you. So like it's terrorized to level, it's brought the level of this area up to 96. So you're gonna get at least level 96, depending on what you kill. Uniques and bosses and stuff go up a few levels above that. I think the highest that we're gonna get is 98. I think that's as high as terror zones will bring stuff up, except for a few exceptions like the Ubers and stuff. So we're getting anything that is level 96 or below. Pretty much everything in the game that can drop on a Grand Charm will potentially spawn. Now, the reason that's significant is because we don't want anything that's like in the pool for like item level 60 and 72, and I think 90 is one, but we just want those skiller charms. So grinding for grand charms here, it wouldn't be useful because the pool would be larger. Think of it in terms of this. At level 50, there's 5 items that you can get, one of them being the skiller charms. And at level 90, there's 9 items, and one of them being skiller charm. You obviously want to only get stuff at the level 50 rolls because you have a smaller pool to choose from compared to the one item that you want, right? See, like this grand charm, that one's a unique, so it's kind of a different thing altogether. But this blue grand charm, that, who knows what that'll be. Okay, that's the Rotting Fisher. That's the unique one. So it rolled with the Lucky and the Sustenance. It's not really that great, so I'm going to toss it. But yeah, so me and a viewer have been talking about this. And then we come into a mechanic that you can do where you can craft them. I could basically take this Grand Charm that dropped and put it in this crafting cube with specific ingredients and get another chance to re-roll the affixes. Basically, I'll throw it back in the math machine and re-roll it as if I picked up a new one. The reason I threw that one on the ground is because the item level matters, and I already have Grand Charms that are level 50. And once I go back to town, I'll kind of talk about that. And I might just go ahead and do what I was going to do. Alright, so let's go back to town. Okay, so, like I said, I have specific Grand Charms. These 3 Grand Charms are going to be level 50 at least. Because each difficulty setting, normal, nightmare, and hell, determines the area level, and then each area has its specific level. So basically what I had to do is take a character and go back to the Great Marsh in Nightmare mode, which would be area level 50. Flare Jungle's level 50, I believe, as well, so I kind of bounced in between these and grinded only there, because I knew that that would only bring me up to that. And then I got these 3 charms, and so this should be the best chance I have to get a skiller charm off of these, is just re-rolling these. So we got nothing there, and that's basically what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna try it out and see if I get a skiller charm. Or at least anything good. I mean, oh, I didn't mean to drop that, but no biggie. Alright, we got one more roll after this. Nothing. We got nothing. So, oh well. The math ain't mathin'. Oh. Now, we should, I mean, even though we didn't get anything from the Grand Charms now, we can still continue to get perfect gems to re-roll those over and over again, and it should be the best chance to do so, to get those skiller charms. Just a night of low-end drops. Did you do the terror zones after the stream? Come on. Yup. Yep. From here until infinity, it's just going to be XP for me. That's all I'm working at. Got to 95, got my bear. And, if you see that little blip, in the XP bar, that's what I've got tonight. If you really want to see some progress towards the XP bar, you kind of have to speed the video up a little bit. Because killing individual mobs, it don't move very much. All I got was a lum and a warp spear. Gotcha. Ooh, 35 extra gold. That's a good gold find charm. I'll have to look up and see what the max is, because that's the highest that I've ever seen. If I can get anything tonight above a Malrune shadow, I'll be able to get grief. Man, another Grand Charm. Nice. 25 extra gold. That's pretty good, too. Yep, we just farming terror zones. The biggest hurdle for me over the next couple weeks is gonna not be convincing myself to try to do Ubers before I get to 99. Because getting to this point was really long and difficult. And I need to get to 99 before I even do something that could have the potential of killing me. Which is what Ubers might do. Another Grand Charm, nice. That's not a bad charm either. I think 40 is the max that you can get on Grand Charms with life. Another Grand Charm? We're getting mad Grand Charms from the council. Another one. Holy cow. Okay, that one's not great. That one's not great. I'm going to throw that one too. Alright, what else we got here? We got Kana's Flesh. I already have that. Nah. And nah. Ugh. Closing in on that 99, huh? Yep. Just got to 95. I mean, closing in on it. It's going to be probably another couple weeks, but we are doing it. We're getting ready to, well, again, it's going to be a while, but we're getting close to my personal best, which is 96, with a wind fury, or I'm sorry, a wind druid, hurricane and tornado and twister. I can't remember what the skills are called, but yeah, we are climbing high. Yep, I ripped on a 96. Yep, just, it was in Abaddon. in the Frigid Highlands. There's a dungeon there called Abaddon, and it was those succubuses, the ones that throw the fireballs. And it just so happened that some elites spawned with might, and I think they were the aura that reduces your resistances. And I had been playing for weeks and weeks, just grinding. And I walked, nothing hit me hard enough to even make a blip in my cyclone armor. And then I got shotgunned to the face and died instantly. So yeah, that was a death that you take a couple months off for. Yeah, I took a knee for that one. Pretty sure when that happened. Yeah, it was rough. But it was a lesson. And honestly, this character has surpassed that one in terms of like power. I was really struggling hard to clear things. It just in hell, like players 1, 2, 3, and this one for the most part, players 8 is feels comfortable. Like there's not a whole lot of stress to it. Blood trap. Yeah, you do have to be a certain type of crazy to play on hardcore and come back from that. I think there's a bee in here. Hang on. Well, I hit it. Question is, where did it go? Yeah, I whapped it a good one with a piece of cardboard. There was like a, I think it was just like a moth of some type, because there's a moth flying around the light in the room. And I whapped it. That's cool. Always nice when the character feels solid. It's my least favorite mode in ARPGs. Done the completion in a few times that requires it, but D2R is a different. Yeah, for real. Like, okay, hold on. I wanted to look. I had this thought the other day. About that, how long it takes. Or, well, no, it wouldn't be here. Where would it be? Would it be the game card? I think it's here. Maybe. trying to find it. Is it True Achievements that does that? Diablo 2 Resurrected. How long to complete? Okay, I don't know. For some reason, there's a website that I looked for achievements that seemed like it would said like how long to complete and how long to do like completionist, and this is saying 120 hours. Yeah, 120 hours. This is absolutely like BS. I don't know where they get their crap, but that's wrong. Now, for me, I have played this for 74 days. Like, constantly. And I have not got it. That's, I don't know the math, but 74 times 24. Yeah, if you get carried. And even then, like, that could not be correct, because you could just die instantly. I've played it for 1,700 hours. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't play it a whole lot, like a couple hours a day, maybe, like, during free time. This has been something I've been playing since, like, 2021. Because I'll play it for months straight, and then I'll, like, die and lose a character, and then I'll just stop playing it for, like, 6 months to a year or something. Like, when I lost that 96, I quit playing for a good bit. That was crushing. That was soul crushing. I took a knee for that. I was laying in bed, I died, and I had to get out off the bed and take a knee of how painful it was. That was rough. I still don't understand how people hit 99 in under a week. I know that that playing on non-hardcore is easier, because, and if you have friends, which I don't, that play this, you can get like an online, and you can like do it really efficiently, where like some person is going to like the cow level to wrangle up all the cows into a big group, while some person is going to Bale to start the waves to so that when they're started, he drops a TP, everyone goes back to town, goes to Bale's waves, and then leaves. And then they basically clear the entire, like, Diablo, Mephisto, Bale, and Ariel in, 20, 30 minutes with 8 people, and then reset the game and do it again and again and again and again. So they beat cheese. Now, sort of. I still think that people hitting 99 and under a week is, like, either no life in it, or there's some, not, like, less than legal means of doing that. Or both, I have 240 hours in D2R. Yeah, and where are you at right now, Fisk, in your journey? Like, it's just experience, I'd say. I know someone on Xbox got 99 on Necro in a few days hardcore, but you have to be no life in it. Like, even just from an efficiency standpoint, you have to put in hours. But ladder races are just a different breed, yeah. Like, you absolutely have to, like, do nothing else but play this for 8 hours a day plus. Yeah, and I wish they would do something with the seasons besides just resetting the ladder. That is the most, like, don't even do it. My highest hardcore is 33, softcore 89. Yeah, I was not into. It was either having kids or it was COVID that significantly changed me as a person, or both. Because we had our first child in 19. I believe that's right. Numbers are hard for me, but and then of course COVID was in 20, and the first the first game that I really went hard was Resident Evil 1 remake, and that was during COVID too, so you know, a lot of staying at home, and I just went ham with that. Yeah, I started doing the character clears achievements, but my thought process is, I hate these things when they run like. My thought process is that since I'm going to be having to work at this level 99 achievement the entire time, I might as well try to do that and get it out of the way, because everything else after that is going to be easy. So easy. I just have the Druid, the Necro, and the Assassin character clears on Hell. I have an 83 Barb, I think, that after I do this, I'm going to work on getting him through Hell, which should be pretty easy after this. And then I'll just... I have so much equipment that I'm just going to grind to a certain level in each difficulty on Players 8, crank the difficulty down to Players 1, and then... like, take it easy. But it's got its parasites in me at this point. Oh, woo! That hurt. Yeah, I play solo on all characters. Before I started streaming, there was no way that I was going to play online hardcore with my internet. And then I got an upgrade, and it's more feasible now, but I'm still quite weary of, like, disconnections, other players, things like that. Yeah, this character is really, really solid. The B-net be laggy sometimes. Oh, yeah, it does. So Arcane Sanctuary absolutely just kind of sucks. Yeah, makes sense. I just get them for the co-op and end up running solo all the time anyway. Yeah. I'm going to take a short break here for a second. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, on the one hand, I had thought about doing online because of the trading potential, because I've found a lot of good gear that isn't useful for my character, and I could trade it for better things, but um, at the time that I started this character, it was just the threat of disconnection and death was just too likely of a situation. I actually think I'm going to go run Andariel. The Arcane Sanctuary just sucks for this character because of all the ghosts. Yeah, I don't know the economy either, and like, I'm sure there's somewhere you can go on the internet to figure out where, um, like, where you can set up trades and like figure out who wants what, but or not. I mean, I don't play. Oh shoot! I don't play online enough to know what other people are doing. I literally learned that there's a hotkey on Xbox to loot to the Herodric Cube, like less than a month ago from a viewer. Just because I play by myself and I never like learn those things. My friend linked his account so he gets good stuff on PC, and I can log in on his Xbox account and trade myself. Yeah, and that's kind of what I do with all my characters. Like, I've got... Yeah, hold on, I'll show you. So what you can do is if you go into the skill tree and go to General Skills, this right here is Loot to Cube. And, like, I've got it hotkeyed to where A is picking up stuff, like, to my regular inventory, and left trigger and A is Loot to Cube. Yeah, all natural feels better. Well, I think there would be some kind of positive to, like, finding something really, really good that you're never going to use and then trading it for something that, you know, that you will use. But I do like finding everything myself. That, like, I do get some gratification from that. See, I just taught somebody something that I literally just learned. Like, I would have saved myself so much time just from the efficiency. Because let me ask you this, if this is what you do. So let's say you want this key and your inventory's full and you wanted to put it in the cube. You would have to drop this, pick up the key, put it in the cube, and then pick that up. That's what I would do, and I got so good at it. But yeah, that's so efficient to do that. Yeah, I never looked at it either, except for changing the hotkey on my town portal and hotkeying, like, the skills that I got from my items. I never, like, you can even, I think you can, yeah, you can open the emote wheel, which I didn't even know that was a thing. So, yeah, didn't even know that, like, did that. Bye. But I am going to take that off because that'll probably get me killed at some point. D2 inventory management is awful. It's one of the things that they could quality of life, but OGs hate changes, so here we are. Yeah, I'm not sure why they haven't, because the terror zones were like a huge success, honestly. I can't imagine the type of crazy you'd have to be to try to get to 99 without them. Gosh, that sounds not fun. Oh, excellent. Cool. Yeah, I definitely don't want to run the same boss 8,790 times. That would be for, like, one experience bar worth of... Like, one of those little bars at the bottom, that would get you that. A tenth of a level. I think, I think I read somewhere what... So basically, before, the only bosses or mobs that gave you any experience whatsoever, I think were Diablo, Baal, and Nilithak or Nithilithak. And for one, gosh, Nithilithak is not a boss I ever want to face in hardcore. And I definitely wouldn't grind him for experience. That's a good way to lose the character in hardcore. Like, man, that sounds so awful. spent quite a few nights back in the day doing Mephisto runs with friends over and over again. But friends does make it a little bit easier to do that stuff too. But I would not. That, oh my gosh. But I think after this, I'm going to jump off. My back is hurting. This I've got a really old computer chair, and it broke the chair or the arm of it broke the other day, and I think it's on its last legs as far as providing support. My back is killing me. Gauntlets. I thought I saw a Grand Charm. Oh, you're overburdened. This gauntlets looks... What are these? Frostburn. Cool. Those are actually really useful because they increase your maximum mana. You can use those on like an energy shield. Yeah, time for a new... I've been thinking about getting a new one. Like the arm of it has fallen off now, and it was never that great to begin with. But yeah, it's just like kicked me in the back. Yeah, so the Frostburns are interesting. Those are good for energy shield sorcerers to get as much shielding as possible. So definitely going to keep those, but yeah, I think I'm going to go lay down in bed and play, if anything. But, yep, that's the end of the stream. I appreciate everybody hanging out, chatting. If you liked it, make sure you hit the button down at the bottom. Subscribe, all that nonsense. But have a good night, everybody.